Hello and Happy New Year to you all. I hope you had a very Merry Christmas or whatever you celebrate. I'm just coming down from being appallingly sick, and so here's just a nice little video. This is album pickups for December of 2019. The last month of 2019 I was able to pick up some albums, and I did pick up 2. Now, if you remember, in the last month I had picked up the most recent album from Mayhem, Demon. Well, in last month I was able to find a couple more albums by them. I'm slowly building up my my collection of them. I only have a couple albums left to pick up, so let's go through them in order of their initial release. So firstly, we have not necessarily a full album in the sense of an LP, but we have an EP. This is Lair Abyss, which was the first album, or the first studio recording that came out after the death of Euronymous and after De Mysterious Doom Satanas. And so yeah, this album has a completely different lineup as they had before. It's similar somewhat to the Death Crush lineup in the sense that it has Maniac on vocals, but it has Necrobutcher on bass, Hellhammer on drums, and then it has their new guitarist Blasphemer, and this is his first recording with them. And Blasphemer was a very, very good guitarist for the band, I think, anyway. Some people don't like his style. He's a little bit more technical than Euronymous was, a little bit less sort of traditional riffy, but a bit more technical. Quite interesting to listen to. And yeah, this album's, it's a good pickup. It's nice, it's just, there's one small problem I have with it, which I'll bring up in a second. But firstly, let's look up the second and only other album I picked up, and it's actually the 2018, I believe, remastering of their 2000 album, Grand Declaration of War. Now, this album is hated by a lot of people, and the first time I heard it, I kind of didn't like it too much, but actually on subsequent listens, and with this remastering of it, which makes it sound so much more crisp, it's actually really good, I find. It's a bit more of a sort of weird experimental album than their previous album was. It takes themes of nihilism, and I think actually uses lyrics of Nietzsche. It's a lot of weird experimentation, weirdness in it. However though, I found that if I chop out some of the songs, so here's actually both albums together, which songs I've actually kept, which ones I've actually imported onto my iTunes, which ones I listen to in order, I find that this is the perfect way to listen to it. And in fact, you'll notice I've put Lair just above, as Lair Abyss is seen as being the first part of the Grand Declaration of War. So you would have part 1, and then part 2 and 3 down here. So in this, they've kept, as far as I know, the vocals are kept exactly the same. The drums were done on like electric drums, but with acoustics like proper cymbals. So what they've done is they've changed out the sampling, so all the hits are still Hellhammer's hits, just put through a different processor, or through a different sort of virtual drum sound, I suppose. The bass has been brought forward, the guitar's been cleaned up really nicely, and they sound really, really good. And in fact, something that comes across on both these albums, or almost all the albums he appears on, to be fair, is how brilliant Hellhammer's drumming is. He's a fantastic drummer. And then let's bring up the sort of issue I have with both these albums. So, traditionally, people tend to think that, I see a lot of people online saying how they think Lair Abyss is the best thing that came out of the Blasphemer era of Mayhem, but personally, I actually prefer Grand Declaration of War, and this is why I have a little bit more of a problem with this. So Grand Declaration of War, this is a remastering, and I bought this for £11.99, and I'll put the prices up there in euros and American dollars. I don't know off the top of my head, I'll just convert them and put them up later. And just in case you're wondering, the prices in almost all the things you buy in Britain are include tax. So this is just £11.99 including tax, which is, you know, albums tend to be between like £9.99 to £11.99, so it's on the upper end, but it's not too bad. Lair Abyss, an EP. An EP that's only like, what, 25, 26 minutes long. Although, to be fair to it, it does have, it has an early recording of one song on Nerve Ancient Skin, and it has a re-recording of a song from Death Crush, Necrolust. I just think this is the better version. But still, you know, it's not that long, it's an EP. This cost me, and I know that, you know, this album doesn't always get, like, re-released in the shops, but this cost me £18.99. That is an insane price. If it wasn't for the fact that I really wanted this album, and it rarely ever appears in the shops over here, I wouldn't have bought it if it wasn't for that. I think I've paid less for double albums in the past. I don't know why this EP costs so little when this album, which I actually far preferred and is a lot longer, costs so much less. So that's my only real gripe with it. So yeah, the two, I'm a little bit more happy with this one, not just the pricing, I just think it's just a better album overall. So yeah, I would honestly say that if you've listened to Grand Declaration of War before and didn't like it, have a look at the way I've done the track listing, sort of like just taking out a lot of the stuff I didn't like. Listen to it in that order, listen to the remaster, this remix version, and see what you think. You might find something new in it. And something else I just want to bring up as the last point is actually how I think that the singer on the album, Maniac, I think he gets a bit of an unfair, like, bad reputation. I actually think that this album, he really shines. Now, a lot of people say that his best performance was on Death Crush, and I kind of don't think it was. It was very sort of standard black metal for the time. But this new sort of like, as some people call it, vomiting into the mic style he got on Wolf's Lair Abyss, and then how he expands that of like spoken word and like more traditional screaming and other styles and like combining the two in Grand Declaration of War, I feel like he shows himself to be a really sort of just an all-round interesting singer. And I think he's not given his dues. At least not on this album, I think. But yeah, I just feel like I've got a little bit more respect for the man's musical talents. Anyway, there'll be new videos up at some point in the month, and yeah, have a happy new year.